Good morning. Yeah, I'm not really awake yet. Still working on my coffee. We're getting there. So, today, we're doing something completely different. Last time it was a percolator. Today, we're sewing because, yeah, I'm a pretty well-rounded individual, like most people tend to be. So, what am I doing today? Something that is apropos for my limited mental capacity today because I am just not really feeling it. So I have these glasses that I use when I'm doing cell phone repair or other kind of repairs that have really teeny tiny parts and I can't really see them very well. So what do? Well, yeah, you make eyeglass cases because I'm finding out that they have some very small scratches and everything. Go figure. You throw them into a box with tools and they get scratches. Who knew? So, the fabric I am planning on using is a scrap here of a very stretchy material. It's got a two-way stretch to it, but it's very, very soft. So this is actually going to be like a 2-in-1 kind of a thing where you can hold the glasses, but when you take them out, yeah, guess what? It doubles as the cleaner for it, which is awesome. I mean, I've made others before out of a similar fabric, different pattern. Still use them, love them to pieces, because, yeah, it's great, because when you're at work and you're eating those donuts and your fingers get kind of greasy and everything, and you're touching this and that, and then you grab your glasses and you're putting them on, and you know how life happens, right? So, let's just get right into it. It's a very simple thing to do. It's not really going to be much of a how-to. It's very, very basic. But nonetheless, I figure it is a good video for today when you are not fully awake. So let's get to it. We got this. Okay, first off, what we're trying to do here is you got to get your measurements for the size of your glasses. I'm pretty ad hoc about things. So I generally just tend to do something kind of like this, where I just take my glasses and just more or less kind of get a feel for it. Like, yeah, that looks about right. Because remember, this has stretch, so even if you get it a little too tight, it's not going to be a big issue. Not really. Not for something like this. Okay. I'm thinking that's looking pretty good right there. Okay. I'm going to have to do it for 2, so let's kind of get at it. Rock and roll. Absolutely nothing is going to be scientific around here. I mean, measurements are good. I highly recommend. And then there's just the let's just do it method, which is kind of what I'm going for today. Now with eyeglass cases, I could just do a simple sew it up, cut it right here, just do a simple sew and be done with it, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If you don't mind having, it's going to be really thin. It's not going to really be very protective. I mean, honestly, even if you double this up, it's not going to be very protective. But when you double it up, it just kind of has a better feel to it. At least, in my opinion, for whatever that's worth, right? So, at this point, we're now going to figure out how long are we really going to want this. since we are going to be doubling it up, I'm folding it in on itself. Okay, that seems a little long. So we are going to just play around with it a little. Yeah, I'm thinking we can go even smaller. Seriously. This stuff has a lot of stretch to it, so seriously, feel free to play. Okay, because remember, you're going to want it to finish that off a little bit. Although actually that's going to be automatically finished off. What am I thinking? Blah. So we can take off a little bit more. You'll understand what I mean later on. Okay. I'm just going to give it a little bit more. You can see this is so not scientific. I am really just winging it here, folks. Which is fine. It's all good. It's an eyeglass case. It's not like I'm going to be taking this out in like a really fancy party and going, ooh, looky what I did. That is not going to be the case here. Okay. So now you're kind of probably wondering, what is the deal? Why am I sewing it that way? Well, one half is going to be the exterior and the other half is going to be the interior. This part here is going to be the base. Well, actually, never mind. You'll figure it out when I kind of show you how things are going. All right. And now we kind of clean up a little here. That's not a very good square cut. There. That looks better. Ish. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be sewing these ends here and sewing across here. But I'm going to be leaving a little section here open. And that's where we're going to be turning everything inside out. You'll kind of get like a better understanding of what I am trying to do here when it's finished. So let's go ahead and get this sewn up. Voila! Here we are. It is sewn. Now, I'm sure those of you who are a little bit more aware or zooming in right now, you're probably noticing that, yeah, the stitching on this is a little weird. I use a treadle sewing machine, and it doesn't have a stretch stitch. There's no way it's going to. So, basically what I do is I have to stretch the material while I'm sewing it. This way you're still able to stretch it and not worry about breaking the thread. See? It still works. So now we just basically turn this inside out, but before we do that, I'm just going to trim a little bit here off the corners, just to make things kind of behave a little nicer. If I can cut things without damaging them. Okay, now for the moment of truth, I suppose. Yeah, that's a professional way of doing it. Wrap that thing around. Okay. All right. Now
it's supposed to be like a double layered sock. So I kind of have to get in there, make sure that the corners kind of meet as they should. Boom. Tuck that in there, kind of grab it. And I think I did it too small, but you know what? I've got all sorts of glasses. No, I didn't. Wow, look at that, first try. And that's it. And you can see here that the edge doesn't have a seam on it, so it looks kind of nice. That's kind of sort of how I do it. At this point, I'm just going to have to turn it inside out and hand sew up that little hole on the inside there. So I will leave it out, and that is that. I mean, this is a pretty short video, I know, because there's really not a whole lot to this, honestly. So yeah, I suppose I could probably show another one where I'm having two different kinds of material. That might be a good idea. And for that, I suppose we could use this, which is t-shirt material. It's not quite as double stretchy as the other one, so that's going to impact how we sew it. I don't know. I might not do this until I get maybe some other material that matches this. I think that might be a better call. Next time.
I'm interrupting the video because more or less I said I wasn't going to do the double kind of thing there, but you know what? I just happen to have two pieces of material here that are both the same. They're t-shirt material, and I do need to have a case for my official sewing glasses, right? Right, yeah, I know. I've got glasses galore. Seriously, I do, because I leave them everywhere. So if I didn't have at least 20 of them on hand, I wouldn't know where any of my glasses are. So let's see if we can actually do this with a two-toned effect. And yeah, that should be fun. Yeah, why not? Because we're here. Let's just do it.
Okay, yeah, I lied. I did have some material here. This came from another outfit that I kind of chopped up for some other project. I've been saving this scrap. I didn't really have any ideas for it. It's, as you can see here, it's two pieces that are sewn together for a pattern here of some sort. But yeah, this is going to be a little tricky and challenging because I'm not really sure which way I want the stripes to go. I'm thinking maybe lengthwise to go along with the glasses this way, maybe. Because this way, I don't know. That way or this way. I'm thinking I like the other way better. I think that looks a little bit more fun and appealing. But this is such an awkward... Yeah, but the stretch is this way. All right, well, we are going to give it a go. It's going to be a little tricky. You know, maybe it might help if I center it a little bit more here. Okay, what I'm trying to do, we have a little bit of a problem here with this angle stitch. I'm trying to get enough material to cover it. I should probably cut out a section that might work, that might make my life easier. Yeah. Let me do that first. Be right back. Okay, we're back. I've cut the two pieces, and I'm sure you've immediately noticed that one part is a little bit longer than the other. You'll understand why. This is actually going to form a little bit of a lip here for aesthetics. No more, no less. So the only thing that's going to be different here is that we are going to have to sew the right, sew it inside out, although really with this material, is there really such a thing? I don't know. Looks like both sides. Well, if you do have a pattern like the other material where there is a right side and a wrong side, yeah, you're going to be sewing this together, right sides together, because you'll have to turn it inside out. So we are going to do that next, and I'll be right back. Okay, I finished sewing everything, and just to kind of show you, I flattened the hem here a little bit by sewing as close as I could, well, attempting to anyway. I know this looks a little like I was tipsy when doing this, but yeah. Anyway, it keeps the seam flat, and that is something that we kind of want. But now we have it pretty much in this shape. So the second part of what we're going to do, well, actually we're going to sew it this way. And what we're going to want to do is, since this part here is not going to be the outside, this is the inside, this is the outside. So we're going to want to leave a little gap somewhere on this part here. So I'm going to go ahead and sew this up and see what we can do, okay? And here we go. All sewn up. I even finished up the little hole, turned it all the right way. And now the magic is going to begin, and you'll begin to understand why this is the inside and this is the outside. Pretty straightforward. We're basically going to be stuffing that in there like so. But we are going to be pulling out a little bit. Usually I like to try and get my hand in there first. Oh, shoot. It slipped out. I hate it when that happens. It's like, come on. Sometimes it helps to put like a few stitches or something in there. Okay. And so this is the finished product, and you can see you have this nice little band around there for the glasses. Clash of patterns, I know. I'm known for that. And there we go. A nice little case. Using two different kinds of fabric and giving you an alternative here to kind of make it look a little nicer. You know, would have been better if I had kind of lined that up a little bit. But, you know, when you're working with jersey knits, yeah, all bets are off. Anyway, I hope you found this kind of helpful to kind of give you some ideas on a very simple project. So if you're new to sewing, this would really be a great thing to do to kind of get your hands dirty, if you will, into the world of sewing. And remember, I'm using a treadle, so when I'm doing my stitches, I do them way differently. Modern sewing machines do have a stretch stitch setting, so if you have a modern sewing machine, I would strongly recommend using that stretch stitch, as it makes life so much easier than trying to do it my way with, an old-fashioned treadle machine. But I love my treadle. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you did find this enjoyable, so like, subscribe, add a comment if you found this helpful, or if you think that this might be something that would be worthwhile for a beginner sewer. And if you are a beginner sewer, post what you've done. I really would like to celebrate the successes that we have out there in the world, So, anyway, have a great day, everybody. And don't worry, we got this.